Hi guys, today we're going to do a little review of my ATV that I bought in the Philippines 2 years ago. And it's a Tinker Motors TM125 and it's also basically it's made in China by EGL Motors. And from what I've seen, they have the starting one is a 50cc, and then they go all the way up to a 450cc racing one, a 450R liquid cooled, and it looks a lot like the Honda 450R I had in the US. It kind of looks like this one too, just all bigger size. But basically, here's a little overview. This one, it's automatic clutch, but you still shift it. One down is reverse, and then halfway up is neutral again. And then it's got 1, 2, 3 gears forward. And it's a clone of a Honda motor. In the US, I grew up with a Honda CT70, and my father had a Trail 90, and it's the same style motor, horizontal. And it's got the rear brakes are on the left side, hydraulic, and it's a disc brake back there. And then the front are like the old Yamaha Blaster. It's dual drum brakes with mechanical cables. And it even comes with a horn. My first ATV that had a horn. And light switch, you got your low beam, and then slide it one more and you got your high. And in 2 years, the only thing I ever had to do, I replaced the battery. And like all things in the Philippines, all my motorcycles, I spray WD-40 on my switches because the salty air and the bad rain kind of makes your switches a little bit corroded and they don't make a good contact. The other day, the electric start didn't work, and all it was the brake switch. My brake light wasn't coming on, so I sprayed WD-40 on the brake switch because that's also the starter safety switch, so that you have to hold the brake while you start it. And then that fixed it. It just needed a little WD-40. But the price of it is under $1,000 US. It was 50,000 Philippine pesos delivered to my city out of Cebu. And Tinker Motors has a few dealers in Cebu, and that's who I got it from. You can find them on Facebook. Lazada is where I found them, online place, and they ship COD. The smaller, cheaper ones on Lazada, you don't have to call. You just click buy it now, and they'll ship it COD, and then you just pay when you get it. More expensive ones like this one, I had to call Tinker Motors. They got my information, and then they called me back to make sure I was a real person. And then, yeah, it was hassle-free because you don't have to worry about a debit card or anything like that. And then basically it comes in a crate, a cardboard box, but a nice steel angle iron frame, and you just have to bolt on the wheels. And the front hubs, 2 ball joints, 2 bolts, because they kind of swing that off to the side so it fits in the crate. And then the oil's in it. Just add gas, charge up the battery, air up the tires. They have them kind of sucked flat so they fit in the crate good. And then ready to go. I changed my oil. Every time I see the oil's getting a little bit dark, I don't wait for it to get black because that's same oil in your transmission around your clutch. I like to change it pretty often in all my motorcycles because that way it's cheap maintenance. Instead of having to rebuild your motor, you just keep changing oil, and that's all good. They got nice guards so your feet don't get caught on the tires. My first four-wheeler in college was a Yamaha 200 Blaster 2-stroke. There was no guards, so once in a while it would rub the skin off on my ankles if my foot slipped off the foot peg. And that four-wheeler, that blew up the day I bought it. It was brand new. Yamaha just came out with them in '88, I believe, when I was in college, and they didn't have the oil pump set up good for the oil injection. So I get it home, 10 minutes later, the engine locked up, so I had to walk back, get my truck, and bring it back to the dealer and wait 2 weeks for new parts from Japan, and then the new oil pump and all that. But yeah, this one's got LED tail light. Nice clear tail light, and then lights up red for tail light and the brake lights. Monoshock suspension in the back. There's the caliper. It's got a cool racing exhaust up at an angle. The only thing I added on this was a handlebar mirror, because I ride it right down the national highway in the Philippines through all the towns, and it's just nice to see if there's a truck or a van behind me. Nobody bothers me here. No police are patrolling. I don't live next to a checkpoint. In the bigger city I'm next to, I've seen one other four-wheeler. He rides it right through a city of 100,000 people. Nobody messes with them. So just wanted to give you a little overview. It's you know, a nice price. You can find them on Alibaba. You can find them on Lazada. Parts are available through Tinker Motors or online, and so far I haven't needed any. And being a clone of a Honda motor, you know, a carburetor you can just pick up at a motorcycle shop or online really easy if you would need it. I've cleaned my carburetor like 4 times, because in the Philippines our gas turns into kind of a jello if you don't use it too often. So when it starts running funny, doesn't idle or something, take the carb off, and I have my air compressor and I blow through all the little jets, take the jets out, and use a little fine wire to poke all the gel out of the jets and stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's reliable and it's a lot of fun. Here in the Philippines, they're really rare. So a lot of people always ask me questions about it and how much and where I got it. And I don't really have trails to ride on, but there's a few places by the river that has flood control dams, and then they have dirt roads and stuff, so I play in the dirt there and stuff like that. And my wife, she can drive it. She has taken it to the nearby town for school meetings and stuff like that. So, you know, it's nice. You don't have a clutch to worry about. And then there's no kickstart on it. I guess they didn't have room or something, so this is where it would be. So if the battery's dead, you can still start it, get it up into 3rd gear, and then hold the shifter up with your foot. That releases that automatic clutch, so you can roll it down a hill or have a friend push you, and then just let the shifter down, and that'll engage that automatic clutch, and in 3rd gear it'll get the engine rolling. So you can always get yourself out of a jam that way. Just like I've had some Polaris 4-wheelers, and they have the pull start, recoil start on them in case your battery dies, because those are automatic. With a belt like a snowmobile, you can't really pull those too easy. So yeah, here's just a little overview. Cute little 4-wheeler. You can get it in white or orange. You can get smaller ones, bigger ones, and I love the price. So way back in 1988, it was $2,000 for my Yamaha that blew up on the first day, and this one's under $1,000. And this one has electric start and reverse. The Yamaha didn't have that. And this one goes 40 miles per hour. I GPS'd it with my phone. So kilometers per hour, I'm not sure, you'd have to Google it or something, but yeah, it does 40. You can always change the front engine sprocket. That's pretty interchangeable with all small Honda based motorcycles, and you could gear it up to go faster yet if you want to, but I kind of like having the power in the 1st gear. I keep it factory so that I can go play in the mud and do a little bit of crawling around through the jungle areas and stuff like that. So maybe you guys can subscribe, help me out a little bit. I have some more motorcycles to do videos on. I got a little 50cc pit bike I bought from Tinker Motors, so that'll probably be the next one. So thanks a lot for watching.